I'm going to start recording because we are recording. We have got to have these things recorded because we want to share the love and be able to come back. By the way, look at this craziness I got behind me. I'm going to erase that in a minute. Hey, I'm so excited. Before we get started, I want to tell you guys that I love you. Okay. And I know that's weird. It used to be very hard for me to tell people that. I didn't grow up hearing it very much, but it's like, man, people are like, wow, he said he loves me. Like, that's weird. But people, let me just share this with you. People are the apple of God's eye. People are the apple of God's eye. And so years ago, I started thinking, I said, well, God, you love people, don't you? He said, yeah, I love people. I love me some people. I said, well, I need to love what God loves. If God loves people, I should love people too. And so I learned, and I'm still in the process of learning. Well, I think I'm pretty good at it now. I've learned to love you guys. So let me show you something. This is a rose. It's doing all right. It's still doing okay. This is a rose from Josie's garden. Any of you guys that have seen, Josie likes to put on Facebook about our backyard and her garden. She's a whiz at growing, roses and different things. But the cool thing about a rose is a rose knows what it's supposed to be. When a rose comes into this realm, it knows exactly what it is supposed to be and exactly what it is supposed to do. It doesn't have to be told. It doesn't have to discover. And a rose, even if nobody's watching, a rose will be beautiful just because it's a rose. And in the same way, I want you guys to be thinking about being who you are, being the you that is you, being your ultimate greatness for no other reason than that's what God created. Blossom, bloom, become the rose that God created you to be. Don't become something else. See, if a rose tried to be anything else, it would be missing out on its splendor and its glory. The Homo sapiens is really the only species that I know of on the world that comes into this planet and doesn't know why it's here. It's like, why am I here again? We come into this realm with a little bit of an amnesia. And so we have to be reminded of what our purpose is and to get on purpose. And that's the reason why Artemis and I are here for you guys. So we love you. Artemis will be jumping on here in a minute. What I want to do, a couple reminders. I want to remind you guys to go into the units. Okay, for those of you that are new members, I welcome all of our new members. Make sure that you jump in and you check out the units that we have. And let me just show you. Let me share my screen so I can show you what I'm talking about. So when you go into, let me move, hold on. Okay, so when you go into our Facebook group, you'll notice that we have, am I in there now? I am in there already. Okay, let me just go in. Okay, here we go. You'll notice in the Facebook group that we have this thing called units. See, it's right there. It says units. When you click on the units, these are the things that Artemis Prime and Uncle Knolly that we're asking you to do first when you join the group. So unit number 1 is all about digital hygiene, okay? Unit number 2 is all the bonuses and the bonus materials that I have available for you. Resources like my book that you can download and all that. And then also the accountability partner program is unit number 3. Make sure that you're pairing up with an accountability partner. And by the way, in unit number 2, make sure that you download this bad boy right here. Not everybody in this group is in real estate, by the way, because I coach and train in all different aspects. If you're an entrepreneur, business leader, coach, author, then I coach you. But for those of you in real estate, make sure you download this. That's in unit number 2. Let me see what Artemis is doing. Okay, so Artemis is trying, he's got some technical difficulty. Don't you love technology? So he's gonna be joining us here in a moment. Let me check the comments. Yeah, that rose smells good. Sherry's asking about the rose. Yeah, Pamela says that was what she needed to hear today. Yeah, let's be who God created us to be. So very important. So what we're going to talk about, I promised that I would bring you guys. By the way, I know this is very distracting. I was doing a coach. Let me just explain this. So I was doing a coaching session with a broker out of California. And this is kind of her future trajectory. There's a lot of stuff that I like to do. This is a one-on-one coaching session that I had with her, where we did a whiteboard session. Anytime you get a chance, there's a video that I did called Knolly Gets a Whiteboard on YouTube. It'll show you how serious I am about my whiteboards. And so we just kind of scratched up her projections for the next 18 to 24 months. Somebody's asking, where can we find the listing goal worksheet for your numbers? For the listing goal worksheet, that's actually a calculator. And you can find that in unit number 2. All you got to do is download the calculator, and you can use that calculator to calculate your goals. I mean, it is a brilliant calculator. You'll love it. You'll love it. All right, Mina's in the house. What's up, Mina? Actually, I'm going to talk about Mina today, so I'm glad you're here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. If you guys have any questions for me while I'm chatting, just holler them out, or you can put it in the chat box. I can still see that. So what we're talking about today is these are all the kind of the slides that I went through in the previous classes. I'm going to give you an overview, but today we're going straight to what I call secret number 3. Secret number 3. Now, secret number 3 is how to cut years off your learning curve and cut your work hours in half. Okay, how to cut years off your learning curve and cut your work hours in half. Okay, so how do I do that? And I know these sound like very lofty goals, and they are, but I'm going to show you toward the end of this how these goals are absolutely, they are lofty, but they're absolutely doable. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Okay, these are the 3 secrets. And by the way, I call them secrets because a lot of people don't realize what these are. See, when we live in the quantum field, let me say this, when we live in the quantum field, we bend time and we bend space. Okay, remember, God lives outside time and space. God lives in the quantum field. Okay, the reality, the real space that there is. And so how do we cut years off our learning curve and cut our work hours in half? Well, number 3 is this: get a mentor. Okay, get a mentor. You've got to have a mentor. And that is what Artemis and I have been called to be in your life, is a mentor for you. A mentor is so very important for you to have. Now, look at this puzzle. Can anybody guess what this puzzle is? Look at it closely. Put it in the chat. What do you think this is? Take a guess. What is this? Kind of hard to see, right? Is it starting to make sense? Somebody says Plymouth Rock, a shoreline, Mayflower, a tribe, America discovered, shoreline, making peace, Hernandez Cortez. Okay, so great. Good. You guys are good. Man, you guys, the arrival to the Americas. Yeah, somebody says represents getting in your tribe, Spaniards and Native Americans. Okay, so you guys got it. You guys got it. And so here's what I want you to see when you look at a puzzle like this. And this is something that Artemis and I have learned years and years ago, is that we noticed that our students were only getting a piece of the puzzle. And here's the problem. Here's the problem that happens when you only get a little tiny piece of the puzzle, guys. What happens, and this is, I guarantee you, this is what has happened in your training. I know it has. And this is the reason why you've heard Artemis and I say things like, this is the most comprehensive training that you're going to get anywhere. Reason why we say stuff like that, which sounds crazy, it sounds kooky, but the reason we say it is because, you know, I've got over 32 years of learning and training and teaching. And actually, I've been teaching since I was 18. That's when I started teaching the Bible. And I've been an entrepreneur since the age of 13, and started my first business when I was 23. And I've learned a lot of stuff, just like you guys have. But most systems, every system, just about, not all, but just about every system leaves out bits and pieces. And especially if you've taken any type of real estate training, any type of real estate coaching, bits and pieces are left out. Why is that? Well, I'm going to tell you why it is. Okay. When I had a record label years and years ago, I had 18 artists on the label. I had 14 full-time employees. My payroll was $42,000 a month. Okay. And I was the CEO. So I was at what I thought, I was at the top of the chain. Right. And so I had these people under me. And the one thing that I did not want to do is I did not want to teach my artists everything that I knew. Okay. And the reason I did not want to do that is because I had a scarcity mindset. Okay. Write that down, a scarcity mindset. All right. So what is a scarcity mindset? Let's think about that for a moment. My scarcity mindset told me, and by the way, I want you to hear this. Every single one of you has a little me and a big me. You're listening to me right now. You got a little me, okay, a mini me, and you got a big me, okay? And the little me says, man, don't teach them everything. We got to hold some stuff back, make them pay for it, right? The big me says, let's teach them everything we have. Well, back then I was operating in scarcity. I was in my 20s, making a lot of money. I was making about $150,000 a month, okay, in that business, spending a whole bunch more than I was making. I was broke, but I was making money. Go figure that. And but I was scared to teach people everything I knew because I thought that if I taught them everything that I knew, they would leave me. They wouldn't need me anymore. Okay. Now, okay, when you get into abundance mindset, your objective is to teach people every single thing that you know when they're ready. Okay, that's a caveat. When you're ready. Even Jesus didn't just teach them everything. He's like, hey, I got a couple more things to tell you guys, but you're not quite ready yet. Okay, so some of you guys are ready, some aren't. But our goal, just so you know, Artemis and our goal is to teach you everything that we know. Because we know that if we're faithful at doing that, the Lord will reveal more stuff to us, okay? And we can only get that additional stuff revealed to us if we're faithful with disseminating the knowledge that we have, okay? So when we go back to what we're just looking at, let me see if I can find it here. What most systems do is they teach you bits and pieces. So inevitably, you don't have a full picture. You're missing puzzle pieces. And you've got to strain and try to figure out what is this. And as many of you said, yeah, this is when Christopher Columbus, or Americus, however you look at your history, right, discovered America, okay, or so-called discovered America, right? But this is basically Plymouth Rock. But without someone really carefully guiding you, what most of you have gotten is bits and pieces of the puzzle. So you've got a little bit of piece of a success here and a little bit of piece of success here. And when you don't have the big picture, that's the reason why you don't succeed at the level that you should. Okay. So how does this apply to you? So most of the time you're getting bits and pieces of the success puzzle, which virtually guarantees that you will not succeed. Let me say it again. You're getting bits and pieces which guarantees that you will not succeed. So you see another guru and you're like, oh, he's doing that, she's doing that, I'm going to do that. But then you're like, well, I did that, but I didn't get the result. Well, it's because you don't have all the backstory. You don't have the full picture, okay? Without the full picture, it's impossible to figure out exactly what to do to truly 10x your business and achieve your personal dreams, okay? And most of us that are coaches, I'm ashamed to say it, but we're trained to hold stuff back from you so that you can keep paying us money. Let me say it again. And some of you guys are doing this, and I want to tell you, stop doing it. Okay. But as coaches, when I was with a coaching company, we were trained, oh, no, Knolly, you can't give them everything. You got to string them along. Keep them paying their dues, keep them paying their fees, keep them beholden to you. And that's not the godly way. Okay. And then the last thing I want to say is truth. So by learning from a master, you will become a master. Okay. And you can cut years off your learning curve, retire early, and work less. I wanted to share Mina's story. Actually, Mina just joined us. Welcome, Mina. So Mina was a real estate agent in her first year in the business when she contacted me. And I love telling her story because she was 8 months in the business. She was in feast or famine mode. Her career was in jeopardy. she was skeptical because she had been made a lot of promises from a lot of other companies, other coaches she'd gone to, and they made her a lot of promises. She had previously sold 8 houses if memory serves me right, and she was struggling. And when she joined me, she was able to do her production that she had done the previous year in just 90 days. Okay, she was able to match that production, and her thing was, Knolly, I've been told this. People have told me that. People have shit. She says, am I going to succeed? Because her husband had given her an ultimatum. And some of you guys have this same ultimatum. Her husband told her, and Mina's probably laughing right now as I tell this story, but her husband told her, he said, if you don't make this real estate thing work, you're going to go back to your corporate job. Okay, you're going to have to go back to get a real job, right? And she didn't want to do that. She loved real estate. She loves real estate. She didn't want to have to go to her corporate job, which was mundane. She did good money, by the way, but she didn't like doing it. She was bored out of her mind. So now I can gladly say, last year Mina made right around 90,000, her first year with me. The previous year, I think she made probably about 20-some thousand or somewhere in there. This year, she's going to make over 150,000. Okay, her second year in the business, and she's working 4 hours a day, guys. 4 hours a day. Now, what does that mean? That means that she's being able to cut her learning curve. What is that? So most people have a 5 to 7 year learning curve, learning the stuff that Artemis and I are bringing you. But what we want to do is we want to cut that learning curve. And how is she doing it? Is it all because of Uncle Knolly? No, it's because she's doing the work. She's reading books like this one right here, Feel Free to Prosper by Marilyn Janae. She's reading books like this, right? She's reading The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. This one right here, she's already read that, okay? She's doing the work. She's doing what I teach for you guys to do. She's actually doing it. And that's the reason why there is a method. There's a methodology to this, guys. Let me show you one other thing. And Vicky says 4 hours. Ooh, I want to do that. Listen, when you work in the quantum field, I had something happen to me just a couple weeks ago. God put it on my heart, just like he told me to put it on my heart to get Knolly Success Coaching going for free, absolutely for free. He told me to do this thing called Front Row, which I had been doing years before because I'm a Bible teacher. Let me show you something. Today, I'm moving in the Holy Spirit today, guys. So it's no telling what's going to happen. So this is my first Bible that I got. And I know everybody doesn't believe the Bible that's listening to me. And that's okay. I don't, if you don't believe it, that's okay with me. But this is my first Bible that I got. I was 18 years old. Look at this. January 1989, when I got this Bible. Okay, I was 18 years old. I'm 50 now. And look at this thing. See, I read the cover off of stuff, right? I marked it up. I got it scratched up, marked up, circled, underlined, all kind of stuff. Look how I do my stuff right there. So this Front Row thing, I had gotten this vision to start my online Bible training, because I've been doing a Bible class every single week since I was 18 years old. Okay, there's a couple of weeks that I've missed, but my wife will tell you, not very many. Every single week since I'm 18 years old, for 32 years, I've been teaching a weekly Bible class live, okay? So I got this idea for Front Row, and I launched it, and my buddy called me. He's like, man, what's up with Front Row? I was like, man, this is what it is. He was like, well, I know this dude that has Jesus Daily. I said, well, what is that? So he took me to this website. Artemis saw it. They have 35 million followers. Okay, 35 million. Is that crazy? Just look it up, Jesus Daily on Facebook. So he talked to the guy that owns that page because it's a friend of his. Now they've got me on a weekly spot every single Wednesday. I'm going to be featuring Front Row. Okay, and this is something that just came out of the quantum field. It just dropped on me. I didn't go looking for it. I didn't seek it out. But you know what? I live in the quantum field. That's where God lives. Okay, so when you live in the world of abundance and miracles, things begin to happen for you. I want to do a quick review. Artemis, are you good on your mic? What's up? You got Zoom updated? Okay, cool. So I want to do a quick review because I know Artemis has some stuff to share as well. Before the Holy Ghost gets a full hold of me, I got to get back on track here. A lot of times you guys, by the way, you guys have got to come see me live. If you've never seen me live, it's a real, well, you can't see me live right now. Duh, ding, ding. But when things get back to whatever they get back to, you got to see me live because I tell you, it's a hoot. It's a lot of fun. We really learn a lot. I usually learn as much as the class learns during that. So, okay. So what I want to do, a couple other things I want to mention real quick. I want to mention about Mina. For those of you that are watching this and you're not yet part of our Knolly Success Coaching, maybe you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, we have free coaching it's business and life coaching for business owners, entrepreneurs, real estate agents, authors, and speakers. Make sure that you become a part of it because we've got the coaching, group coaching, private Facebook group that you're part of, members only, coaching trainings, accountability partner that you get. We have the live training events series that we record and make those available. We originally talked about charging for this, but we really felt like God had put it on our heart to do it for free. It is Christ-centered, but we welcome everybody. Any all faiths are welcome. You go to knolly.com and you join our Knolly Success Coaching. So what I want to do real quick is I want to just walk you through, because I made some really big promises with this series. And I want to walk you through, and I want to review and remind you of what we've learned so far. First, we learned secret number one, and that is how to go from feast or famine mode now to a constant 10,000 a month in the next 12 months. That's a big promise, okay? And by the way, if you didn't watch these, I'm not going to completely review them here. Go back and watch secret number one and secret number two. We did a full class on each of those. So make sure you go back and watch those. But that's a big promise, okay? Knolly, $10,000 a month within the next 12 months, you're going to guarantee me? Well, yes. If you become famous, that's what's going to happen because you're going to attract, okay, just by virtue of the fact that people know who you are, you're going to attract, and you're not going to have to do a lot to succeed a lot. Okay, let me say it again. You're not going to have to do it a lot to succeed a lot. Too many people equate hard effort with success, and the two are not necessarily synonymous, okay? Then we talked about secret number two, which was how to eliminate effort from your business. How to eliminate effort. By the way, I got to say this. Some of you guys like effort. You like to be on the hustle. You like to be on the grind. You like to be on the prowl. You like to have it hard. Why? Because the little you that's within you likes to take credit for all this stuff, okay? I don't credit myself for any of the success I have. I give all credit to God, okay? Some people says they credit the universe, okay? The quantum field, whatever it is for you. For me, I give glory to God because I don't create these circumstances in my life. They fall in my lap. They just fall in my lap. And every person can have that kind of life, okay? So how do you eliminate effort? Some people like effort because they want to be able to say, yeah, I scraped, I'm self-made, I did it. You know, they want to pat themselves on the back. Well, guess what? I'll be in Tahiti sipping on a lemonade and patting myself on the back for not being so dumb as to work so hard to get success when I didn't have to. You see what I'm saying? So do the two. If you do the two, that's 2 hours a day, Monday through Thursday, okay, 2 hours a day. It's called a 2x4. You will eliminate effort. You'll eliminate effort. Why? Because you're going to be doing the stuff you love to do, okay, while you're doing the two. And don't forget, if you don't know what to do, let's see if I've got the book here. If you don't know what to do while you're doing the two, you want to get your hands on this book right here, okay? That's Triple My Listings. For those of you in real estate, you can get that absolutely free. Go to knolly.com. We ship it to you. Just pay the shipping. But because people are always like, man, I'm doing the two, but I don't know what to do. I'm sitting here. I don't know who to call. Well, here's 27 marketing ideas. All you do, you get to your lead generation bunker. You open the book. You're like, oh, I like that one. Then you get started. Okay. So Uncle Knolly's got you. So the next thing, let me go back to okay. So that's secret number two. And then secret number three is what we just covered today. How to cut years off your learning curve and cut your work hours in half. The way you do that is you get a mentor. That's Knolly Williams and Artemis Prime. Okay. We've got over 50 years of combined, okay, experience mentoring people. Okay. And when you learn under a master, it's called an apprenticeship. When you learn under a master, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You know, even when you go to work at McDonald's, I'm going to say this, even when you go to work at McDonald's, you don't just show up with your own ideas. They're like, hey, we're going to put you on the French fry machine. Okay, I'm on the French fry machine. Okay, so when you, are they just going to let you make your own fries with your own ideas? No, you can't even make French fries at McDonald's without a mentor. A mentor is going to be like, no, don't touch nothing. Just sit down in that chair right there and watch me. They're going to pour the fries. They're going to measure them out. They're going to put the basket down. They're going to punch a few buttons. They're going to be showing you what to do. They don't want you doing anything because you're being mentored. You're being schooled. You're an apprentice. Okay. That's what, be teachable, guys. Be teachable. You're like, no, I already sold 300 houses. Remain teachable. I've sold over 1,000 houses. At this time, over 1,200 homes. I'm very teachable. I don't know anything. Today's a brand new day. I come with beginner's mind. Beginner's mind. I'm fresh. It's a clean slate. I don't know nothing. Teach me, right? When Artemis starts talking, I start taking notes. Yeah, he's my personal coach. He coaches me every week, but I still take notes when he starts talking. Okay, so that's very, very important for you guys to understand that that having a mentor in your life is very, very critical. So we're happy to be that for you guys. And I think that's it for me, Artemis. I know you've got some incredible stuff that you want to share. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, next week, I had voted to not do a call at all. Okay. But then I got this little tap on the shoulder this morning, like, hey, why don't we do a Q&A call? Because remember, we're going to do about 3 to 4 calls a month with you guys. Okay. It's not every week now, you know, it's most weeks, but not every week. But next week, what we're going to do is we're going to do a full Q&A. You just show up and we got you. You know, we're just going to answer your questions. Are there any questions for me, Artemis, here that I need to handle before you jump into your segment?
We got some great engagement on the chat room. I love chatting with all you top agents and leaders. You're doing a great job. So no questions, just a lot of really powerful comments, and glory to God. So
for those of you that don't know Artemis, if he's new to you, I mean, you guys all know him, but just to reiterate, Artemis is my personal coach. When I was in apathy, looking to take myself to another level, I'd already made millions of dollars. I had already gotten all the trophies, gotten all the awards. I had all my awards up in an attic, in my attic, in a box. And Artemis saw him. All my trophies, all my #1 this and top that. And I was like, man, I'm done. I'm just going to go have fun and play, and I'm not going to help nobody. I'm just going to be me, my man. And Artemis came and he said, man, we got to get you out of this. You know, and no matter how successful you become, you can get into a funk. And that's why we all have coaches and mentors. So with that, my coach is going to take it away. Go for it, Artemis. I'm going to shut up.
Hey, everybody. Oh man, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you all for tuning in. We've got 71 leaders and top agents on this call, and every one of you is a leader. Remember that. Leaders know the way, leaders show the way, and leaders go the way. And what I'm going to be unpacking today is about 20 years of professional coaching. You know, I'm a master trainer leading the conscious entrepreneur movement. I'm also Austin's #1 conscious agent. I just got my license in January. So I'm taking everything I've learned in my marketing wisdom and my personal training into my own real estate business. So I'm in it and doing it with all of you, and super excited. So today I'm going to be talking about the nuts and bolts of getting famous through personal brand identity and the brand triad. Now, for those of you watching, if you need support with your brand identity and leveraging success, getting famous in a step-by-step way, I'm definitely here to help you. So just want to put that out there, because the quality of the questions you get asked determines the quality of your life. And the quality of the questions you get asked also determines the quality of your brand, your business, and your ability to get famous. And getting famous is not about your ego. It's about your passion, your purpose, and your partnerships. And so I'm going to be unpacking brand identity and what it means to have a clearly defined brand identity so you can leverage that identity. And instead of chasing deals, deals start chasing you. And there is a shift in our consciousness as a real estate agent where we stop chasing business and business starts to chase us. And that's when we have a clearly defined brand identity. And there are some principles that we need to learn about branding and marketing. And to backtrack a little bit, I moved to Austin in 2009. I was the spa director at the Tree of Life Rejuvenation Center, helping people reverse diabetes in 21 days, master healer, master coach, master trainer. I moved to Austin and became an entrepreneur. And since being in Austin, I've launched 6 brands. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. In the past 4 years, I've invested over $100,000 in my business, learning a lot about marketing. And boy, let me tell you, I learned what not to do. And so that's part of business. That's part of life is sometimes we have to learn what not to do to get really clear on what to do.
Artemis.
Yeah.
So you say you invested $100,000 in training.
Yes, in training.
In learning.
Yeah.
And now you're disseminating that. And that's what we mean when we say you cut years of time off and a lot of money off because you don't have to make the same mistakes we made. I like it.
Yeah. And jump in anytime, Knolly. So this brand triad and this personal brand identity and the leap you're going to make from chasing deals to having deals chase you is all based on principles, marketing principles that are not taught by the gurus, unfortunately. And Knolly told you why. So we're here to give you some really powerful marketing principles. So let's jump in to the brand triad. And then let's talk. I'm going to show some examples of real estate brands and what a mediocre brand looks like and what a top professional real estate brand identity looks like that I helped our buddy Charles make. One of our mentorship masters, amazing top agent doing great work here in Austin, Texas. So I'm going to show you a comparison of 2 different brands. And just to kind of give you guys understanding that this is one of the quantum leaps you're going to make from a worker to a player, from a mediocre agent to a top agent. Every top agent has a clearly defined brand identity. And so let's look at the brand triad. And on a little side note, Knolly built his brand very clearly as a top agent because he came from the music industry. And in the record label business, it's all about branding. And so Knolly had a lot of that marketing background and training installed before he came into real estate. And that's one of the reasons I think, Knolly, you became so successful so quickly, is because you were unconsciously competent here. Well, guess what? 99% of agents aren't unconsciously competent with this stuff. They need to teach it. And here's another thing, they need to learn it. And here's another thing about marketing, branding, brand identity, brand triad, is that it's not intuitive, guys. You're not going to intuit this. You need a mentor. You need someone who's been there, done that, made all the mistakes to help you gain the leverage you need to launch with powerful influence. Secret number 1 is get famous. And so this is kind of the nuts and bolts of it is so funny because when I woke up this morning, this is what God placed on my heart. I had no idea what I was going to teach today until I woke up this morning. And just in prayer and in silence, I saw the brand triad and I heard Spirit say, this is what they need to hear today. Unfortunately, I have 10 years of marketing and $100,000 invested, and I've made a lot of the mistakes. And so this is like such a concise and powerful training for you all today, and it will be recorded. And I'm also available one-on-one, so just private message me on Facebook. So since I woke up this morning and I was like, okay, honey, I need a graphic on the brand triad. And so I had my wife on Canva, like whipping something up, like in 20 minutes, she put this graphic together. And pay very special attention to this, because wherever you are in any business, this brand triad is the path from 6 figures to 7 figures to 8 figures. And there are some 8-figure real estate agents, and there are some 7-figure real estate agents, and there are some 6-figure real estate agents. And many of us in real estate, we come in without a clear identity in the marketplace. So we're trying to leverage our broker and our cold leads, and we're just playing the game of chasing leads every day. And some agents do that game for 10 years and burn out. Well, the smart agents they start to realize that, hey, I need to differentiate myself in the marketplace. Remember that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And so the really smart agents start to develop, they realize, hey, I need to get famous, like Knolly teaches in secret number 1. And so to get famous, you need a personal brand identity. That's step 1 in the brand triad. Now, you don't go start building internet products or company brands before you've established influence with your personal brand. Personal brand is the first step in the brand triad for us to define, to differentiate ourselves in the marketplace. So personal brand identity then builds product brand identity. Now, as an agent, our products are our homes, buyers and sellers. And as you start to build a clear personal brand and gain influence and get famous, then you're going to get more and more listings by your influence, by your ability to pull, not push. And so if some of you feel like you're struggling and pushing and pushing and chasing, it's because you haven't identified yourself clearly in the marketplace. And I'm going to talk about what that means in a sec. And then we have our homes, and then we have our company, which is our broker. And so this is the brand triad as it relates to real estate: is personal brand, product brand, and company brand. Now, as we're building our personal brand identity, we need to understand our passion, our purpose, and our partnerships. I call it the 3 Ps. And your passion, your purpose, and your partnerships is going to be woven into your personal brand. And so write these 3 questions down. I shared this our last training on the Spirit Day of who do you serve, why do you serve in real estate, and how do you provide exceptional value? Who do you serve? Why do you serve? And how do you provide exceptional value? And as you answer those questions, then the answers to those questions start to communicate your values, your core values, your purpose, your passion. Your personal brand identity is fueled by the answers to these questions and your passion, purpose, and partnerships. You don't have to go out and serve everybody and be everything to everybody. Knolly says, get a niche. Your niche is also in your personal brand identity. Now, I'm giving you guys a lot of information, so this is just like, take it with a grain of salt. And also, like Brendon Burchard says, don't try to create a masterpiece today with your personal brand identity. Just get some oil on the canvas. As I teach you these things, a lot of you might want to jump the guns, like, oh, I need a brand identity. Not necessarily. What you need is a mentor first, because some of you may not be ready for your brand identity, and some of you are exactly in the place where you need to be to launch your brand identity in a very crowded and confused marketplace. More information doesn't mean more success. It's doing the right things in the right order. And some of you just need to focus on the basics first, the fundamentals in success with listings. And then some of you who are already doing 20 to 30, 40 deals a year are now ready to leap into a successful brand identity. So there is a timing with this as well that I'll mention. And every one of you are at different places. And so if you don't know where you are and what to do, then just connect with one of us to help you. And so I'm gonna show you 2 different brands right now, and just a mediocre brand and then a professional brand identity, so you can see contrast in the real estate industry and what this looks like. Now, when I show you these 2 brands, it's no judgment to the first brand I'm going to be teaching. The first brand I'm sharing with you is just someone who threw something up because they didn't have the right mentor and the right coach to help them build their brand identity. So there's no judgment to any of this. This is just for learning today. This is just for understanding of where we're going in developing a really well polished brand. And this is related to secret number 1. So here is our first brand identity. This is Adriana, excellent agent, doing great work in her sphere of influence, doing an awesome job. So we can see she has her picture here. She, people love buying from people. So we connect to her face, we connect to her personality. She's got her name here, Adriana Realtor, and she's got House and Home Realty. And then in contrast, here's one of our masters, our mentorship masters, Charles. Now right away, look at the difference. Pretty distinctly different in branding. And so what you'll notice in Charles' brand identity is that the brand itself takes a back seat and his passion, purpose, and partnership takes a front seat. It's who do I serve? Why is Charles right for me as a client in real estate? It's because he's Austin's trusted agent helping you with your home abundance and satisfaction. And then his website is right on the brand. And then there's also a clear call to action. And so this is what a powerful, clear, concise brand identity looks like. And I show you these two in contrast. Now, no judgment to Adriana. If you're watching this, Adriana, you have some upgrades to do for your brand identity and brand continuity all across all platforms, so that as you start to get famous, as you start to get influence, you now have leverage with a clear and powerful personal brand identity. And every one of us is at different stages of our business. And so with Charles' brand identity, we can also see that he's Austin's trusted agent. So I worked with Charles for about 3 weeks, really diving into his heart. Remember, your brand is not about your ego. It's about your passion, your purpose, and your partnerships. It's about who do you serve, why do you serve, and how do you provide exceptional value. That's not ego, guys. That's heart. And your clients that come to you in real estate, on a spiritual level, they don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. Simon Sinek wrote a book, Start With Why. And so there are going to be some questions that you get to be asked or ask yourself that then will point you to your heart. Not what the gurus have told you, but to your heart. And this is the fundamental shift that Knolly and I are choosing to make in the entire real estate industry. Is conscious entrepreneurship. To become a conscious agent means that you're self-aware. That means you know who you are. You know who you serve. You know why you serve in real estate. And that who and that why and that what is translated throughout everything you do, so that then you enter this quantum field intelligence where business starts to chase you because you're clearly defined with a clear, powerful, heart-centered, God-centered brand identity. And so I worked with Charles for about 3 weeks to start understanding and unpacking. We did a passion test with Charles. I took him through the passion test, and Nolly will tell you about his experience with the passion test. It was really powerful. And I had Charles write down his top 8 passions in life. And I said, what's your number one passion? And I tested him on all of the 8, and his number one passion was financial freedom. And we can see that that's in his brand, abundance, helping you with your home abundance and satisfaction. And another thing that came up for Charles, in addition to financial freedom, was it wasn't his financial freedom. It was helping others become financially free that he was actually more passionate about. And so with that clarity of understanding of his passions, his purpose, and his partnerships, and his personal brand identity, he now has a solid brand to build an 8-figure business. Like, this brand identity, knowing his passions, knowing his purpose, can take him all the way to 8 figures. And it's not about the hustle and the grind. It's about passion, purpose, partnership, and getting out of the noise of a busy marketplace and defining himself, and then getting clear, and then with that clear brand identity around abundance, he also noticed that he has his website right on the brand. And then he has a call to action. Now, this is direct sales marketing principles. You will give clear instructions. There will be a reason to respond right now. And there will always be an offer or offers. And so as you build out your Facebook, your social media, and your platforms, everything that you have needs to have a call to action, especially if you're going to create brand continuity across multiple platforms. You need to start with your core brand identity. Make sure every image of your personal brand has a call to action, and then you want to translate that across all platforms. And there's a lot of mistakes you can make along the way, which is why getting a mentor and a coach is helpful. Someone who understands it. Like, don't focus on those shiny objects right now. Just do this. And so Nolly's laughing, it's like so many people go down rabbit holes in shiny objects, and like steel geniuses in our system of wealth dynamics, they love details. And sometimes they get into so much study that they forget the right actions to take. you know, the right things in the right order, because they're just studying and studying and studying, and then they get frozen, you know. And
Yeah,
then our
I'm laughing too because people want to know who my logo gal is. So I shared with them the gal that does. She's done a ton of my logos. Everybody's seen my logos, and she's the one that does them on Fiverr. She does them for like 10, 15, $20. But you know, the amateurs get stuck believing that the logo is makes the difference, and it has that. That's such a small part of the overall mix of what we're teaching that it's almost laughable. Like you see somebody rush out and get a logo, and they think that's going to change their life, and it's sad. It really is sad that the marketing acumen is so low in our industry. So many of us just don't know how to be marketers, how to be grade A marketers. But the logo does play a part in it, but it's a very small part, you know. But it's good. It's good. It's interesting how much agents will follow those shiny objects very, very quickly.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in, Nolly. And Nolly and I have a combined 40 years in marketing, and we've invested who knows how many tens of thousands of dollars learning what not to do. And so it's nice to have us as mentors. We got your back. Some of you will need personal coaching. Some of you can take this information today and just polish what you have and make it better. And you know, we're in a paradigm shift in real estate where the future of marketing is going to be based in a clearly defined brand identity, not our brokers. And that's the paradigm shift that's happening right now. And a lot of our brokers aren't realizing that, and they're holding agents back from having their own clear brand identity. And that's unfortunate. And so, you know, one of the benefits of being a mentorship masters is that, you know, and joining our inner circle is that you get an opportunity to get this training, to get this support, to start defining your brand identity, to start differentiating yourself, and to start leaping into this new paradigm of real estate, where every agent who's going to succeed in the next 10 years is going to have a clear identity, and they're going to rise above the noise of a very busy, crowded marketplace, and they're going to radiate that identity. And then they're going to start pulling and not pushing agents in. I mean, pulling and not pushing their clients. And this is a paradigm shift for a lot of us. And Vicky, go ahead and mute yourself.
You're the one who's doing all the talking.
And
No, this is from Lori Grace, and this is
yeah, everyone, thanks, Nolly. We're getting some distraction on the Zoom call. And so I know you all may have a lot of questions. This is just the principle that I'm teaching today, not the how for each one of you. I'm just sharing principles. We got the brand triad, and then we've got a clear personal brand identity. And then once you've defined that brand identity, what do? SOI, niche, and farm, do the two every day. You know, the brand identity is the lighthouse rising out of the ocean of noise, and then you still get to do what Uncle Knolly teaches you in Success with Listings, chapters 1 through 10. It's just having a clear brand identity as you do these things gives you an incredible amount of leverage, especially if you have clearly translated that identity into your passions, purpose, and partnership. Because you know what, guys, you can't be everything to everybody as a top agent.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of agents are trying to do that, and they're drowning in hustle and grind. And with that clear brand identity and that clear niche and those clearly powerful purpose, partnership, and passion and values in the identity, man, it's so magnetic for the clients that you are destined to serve as an agent.
Yeah.
And so many of us, this isn't intuitive, guys. This is why I'm giving it to you today. And this is gold. I know it is. A lot of you guys are getting some gold and golden wisdom.
Hey, Artemis. One of Vicky's asking, how long does it take to discover your brand identity? Mm-hmm. And that really it's a tough question, but I'll tell you, Vicky, from my perspective. So I did the passion test with Artemis, and I took the first time I did my DISC profile, I was probably about 20 years old. My wife and I were going to the same church. We both took it at the same time, and I've been in love with that whole modality ever since. Now, Artemis and I he found this whole new Roger Hamilton's work, which is just, you know, with the Wealth Lighthouse and, you know, you're finding your genius. That's a whole new level Wealth dynamics is what it's called. But I would say I would say something like that kind of boils down to a session, because Artemis did the passion test with me about 2 months ago, Artemis, or before
Yeah,
COVID hit, for sure.
yeah, right before COVID.
And I was like, man, I'll humor him and let him do the passion test, but I already know what my passion is, because, dude, I've been following my passion since I was a kid. I knew I wanted to be a rapper when I was 13. I tell you that. By the time I was 18, I mean, I had all the stuff. I was going to studios, I was recording. And by the time I was in my early 20s, I started a record label. And that's what I did for 10 years. And so I felt like, man, I already got this. But what came out of the session was some completely, and Artemis, you kind of warned me of it. It was really completely different. We unearthed my 3 top passions, which I actually have on a board right here in the corner. Let me see if they can. There's my whiteboard. You guys can see this. Can they can't see that, can they, Artemis?
The light's in the way.
I got that light in the way. If you
there
see
it
right
is.
there at the top for just a moment.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Those are my 3 passions up there. And Artemis had me write them down on my whiteboard. But it did. I was surprised. But that test, I got to tell you, when you know what your passion is, I'm going to hand the mic back to Artemis. When you know what your passion is, okay, and what your purpose is, everything else is a distraction. Let me say it again. When you have figured out exactly what your purpose and passion is, everything else is a distraction, and your purpose can be neatly fit into your real estate career, or in any business, can be neatly fit. The way you serve people can be conveniently packaged into what you already do. And what it does is it makes it fun. It makes it exciting. And you automatically know what to say no to. Somebody comes with an opportunity. Nope. Another opportunity. Nope. Another opportunity. Oh yeah, I like that one. Why? Because it makes your purpose is crystal clear. Define your why is crystal clear. Go ahead, Arden. Sorry, I got carried away on that.
I'm getting full body chills as you say that, because it's so true. When you have, inner sight is inner vision. It's self-awareness. To become a successful entrepreneur, it's not what you do, it's who you are through self-awareness. That's why Knolly and I are bringing Wealth Dynamics and the Wealth Lighthouse to real estate, because it's one of the biggest missing links to success in flow. Moving from hustle and grind to freedom, ease, and flow requires self-awareness. Now, what's different about Knolly versus some of the people watching today is Knolly already has 10 years of success in real estate. So the passion test for him just put his rudder back in the water. Some of us are like boats. We got a great real estate engine, but our rudder isn't in the water because we're not living our passion in our business. And so we're just like a boat moving in circles. And so like when I did that passion test with Uncle Knolly, it put his rudder back in the water. Man, we launched Knolly Success Coaching. We're growing like so well right now through this COVID crisis from one series of questions. The quality of the questions you get asked determine the quality of your life and business. I'm going to remind all of you that. And these questions need to be asked by a mentor, a coach, because it's difficult sometimes to see this on your own. And that's why Gandalf, came along when Frodo was falling down. That's why Merlin came along when Arthur was struggling. We're all agents on this hero's journey, and we need our Merlin, we need our Gandalf. We need someone to be there to start pointing us to our hearts, our purpose, to the quantum field, to God, because God is in this brand identity as it's aligned with passion, purpose, and partnership. And God made you a certain way that then when you understand through self-awareness, then it can be translated into your brand. And then that's when your business starts to really flow and it becomes more effortless and easy. Powerful principles we're sharing with you today. And the principles precede the technologies. The principles precede the actions we take. If we don't understand the brand triad, and we're just working with products every day, homes, chasing leads every day, and we haven't defined ourselves, we are actually out of order in the brand triad. We start with personal brand identity. We build that, and then with a clearly defined identity, homes and clients come to us easily and effortlessly because we're known for that being that top agent in that clear identity. And so And it does take some work to build this. So just like Brendan Burchard says, don't try to create the masterpiece today, just throw some oil on the canvas. And then, Charles and I worked together for 4 weeks. And at the end of the month, he had his brand identity. I also helped him launch his YouTube channel. I created a clear marketing platform, campaign, and copywriting strategy for his YouTube videos so he could answer questions, overcome objections on videos before he actually started approaching his clients to sign the IABS forms and get him into the contract to close process. So, there's once you have the identity, there's a lot of cool things you can do from there. That will be directed and guided with a good mentor. So that's all I have for today. We're going to be bringing you more of these nuggets of gold. So call to action for all of you. Knolly and I are here in the heart of generosity and contribution. One of the paradigm shifts we're making from real estate is competition to collaboration. And Knolly and I are asking all of you to share the Facebook group with your fellow agents, brokers, and team members, because it's time for all these secrets to be known. It's time for all of us to start collaborating. Competition is an illusion of polarity. You don't have competition when you have a clear brand identity. And so we're not competing against each other, guys. We're supporting each other through this Facebook group and bring all of our friends and family in so we can help all of us rise. We are this ocean that rises all ships. And so I'm inviting all of you to share Knowledge Success Coaching with your fellow agents and your team members. And let's get this information into people. And then Knolly and I are going to be building customized accelerator programs in the next 1 to 2 years. We're going to be building the world's #1 system of success mastery in real estate. Hands down, it's #1. As you can start to feel in our trainings, and we're excited, guys. We want to give this to the entire world. And it's time for agents to get out of the hustle and grind into freedom, ease, and flow. And that's why God put me on the planet. That's why God brought me to Knolly. And that's why Knolly asked me as his professional coach to come in and help all of you, because there is an easier way. There's an easier way. And it's just not taught in real estate. And guess who's going to teach it? Uncle Knolly and Artemis. We're here for you.
Yeah, and Artemis, we'll leave with this, that the comments are blowing up. Guys, remember to continue the conversation into our Facebook group. Go in there, ask questions, any questions that you have around the session today, so that we can continue to answer those. We want to honor everybody's time because we did promise you guys we keep it to about an hour. But a lot of people are asking about this passion test. How can they take it? Where can they get it? I mentioned that you'll share some of that stuff on the Facebook group. And some people are asking, okay, Artemis, what do you charge to sit down and do a session? Here's what I want to tell you guys. Because Artemis and I are not here to upsell you. Hey, if you want this, everything that we're telling you right now, we're just giving you big picture because it takes a lot of time to unpack all this stuff. A lot of people don't even know what they should be focused on. So today, Artemis is like, look, you need to be focused on your brand identity. Then they're like, okay, how do I do that? Well, rest assured, that's why we meet every week. We're going to be teaching you and unpacking this stuff every single week, little by little. But some people just want to fast track it. I get that. They're like, look, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait till 3 sessions from now in 3 weeks when you cover that. I want to pay Artemis to do it now. And that's fine. If you want to go to artemisprime.com, you can book a session with them. That's fine. But just realize that we're going to unpack all this in due process, in due time. There is just so much information that we've learned that it's going to take a while to disseminate it all. Right, Artemis? Would you add anything to that?
Yes. Yeah. And artemisprime.com, if that price point is outside your budget right now, just private message me and I'll work with you. Because I know some of you are struggling because of COVID. So I do want to offer discounts to those who need it. And just remember, ask for help. And so I'm here to help.
And that's for people that want to get 3 times the results in half the time. Okay. They're like, look, I'm not, I know you're going to cover this next month, but I want to know today. That's fine if you want to do that. But just rest assured that eventually we're going to teach you guys everything that we know. Okay. Hey, Love y'all. All right. We'll see you on the next one. Woo. Next week, we're going to do all Q&A, and all we're going to be doing is just zipping it up and answering your questions. So bring your best questions to us, and we'll be happy to help you. Love y'all. Adios.
Bye, everybody.
Let me get my disco music in. Hey, Google, play disco music. Ooh, we're about to have a disco party when y'all hang up. Well,
all right, check out this disco music station on YouTube Music.
Yeah, here we go. Where's it at? Ah, do the hustle. Come on now. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Y'all hear that? Oh, yeah.
Earth, Wind, and
Hustle,
Fire.
baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Bring on some Earth, Wind, and Fire.
All right, y'all. We're out for real. I love
Bye,
you guys.
everybody.
Adios.
Bye, everybody.